the quieter streets, I will let the distance stretch a block or more. I'll ponder what I would do if it really were my husband up ahead. Embrace him, take up his hand, hold tight as I kick him, cuff him, ask him why and what and where. But it's not him. It's never him. So I'll study the shops, I'll study my phone, I'll read the historical markers and put any man I'm chasing at ease. C'est juste une autre touriste perdue. Once, and only once, it finally happened. A man I followed confronted me. This was 6 months after we first arrived, not so long ago. Long enough. I was different then. So was Paris. Still, I should have known. I did know. I'd known he was going to be trouble from the very start because he looked too much like my husband. Same hair, same glasses, same smile. He gave that smile to a woman at the Apple store beneath the Louvre. Almost as popular, as crowded as the museum above. And that was what caught my eye, that lopsided grin. I didn't even see it was my husband's doppelganger until I did. And then I couldn't not chase him. He circled the Louvre pyramid's subterranean twin, inverted like an arrow pointing down, as if to say, "This is the place," which isn't wrong. And then he moved smoothly past all the other temptations for sale in the underground mall there. Coffee, toys, luxury toilet paper, before reaching the spot where everyone must decide, down deeper to the metro or up to the surface. And had he descended, I would have let him be. Because I wasn't looking for a metro chase that day. This was an unplanned mission. I'd only meant to buy my daughters, Ellie 16 at that point and Daphne 14, new charging cords. The cheap knockoffs I'd bought them have failed. I wanted to do something right for a change and be home, cords in hand, when they arrived from school. But he didn't descend. He climbed, and at the top of the stairs he did something that made no sense. Instead of continuing onto the crowded Rue de Rivoli, he doubled back into the vast plaza the wide wings of the Louvre embrace. He must have wanted just one more look. So did I. After a minute or two, he checked his watch and then chose a new path back out to the world, the Passage Richelieu, a colonnaded pedestrian tunnel that burrows through the Louvre's French sculpture galleries. Glass walls allow passerby a free peek, no lines. Would he look? No. I couldn't not, but pausing almost made me lose him, and I had to skip a step or two to catch him as he exited, crossed the street, and started north along the Rue de Valois. And now I set before him another test. If he turned right toward the Banque de France, I would drop him immediately. If left into the Palais Royal, with its gorgeous gardens and stately rows of trees that I might weave among, I would follow. He turned left. So did I. He walked faster. I tried not to. He exited through a forest of columns in the northeast corner. Now west, then north. We passed the gates of the Bibliothèque Nationale Richelieu, where black-clad pods of researchers and staff milled about on the sidewalk, in the courtyard, attending to the better work of talking, smoking, sipping coffee from tiny plastic cups. Onward, the old stock exchange, banks, cafes, coin dealers, and les philatéliste, and I began to think that he was going to walk all the way to Montmartre, and that I would walk all that way too. Because even I will admit that Paris is a theater, ornate, gilded if worn at the edges, and to live here is to spend most of your time waiting outside to get in, or, once in, to wait staring at the stage, wondering when the rich red curtain will rise. And then something happens. The lights dim, people hush, something somewhere stirs, and you know the show is finally about to start. I'm talking about the drifts of flowers cascading from window boxes high above the hidden side street, or the busy museum corridor where you realize a statue is staring right at you, just at you, and that its still smile is still sly after centuries. Or the meal when the simplest ingredients on a plate before you, perhaps you made it yourself, following the ebullient butcher.